Hi, my name is Efrén Vargas, and I'm going to present my academic article named Port Scanning in Bro, Estimation of Confidence Interval for the Mean Undetected Ports and Prevalence Description for Undetected Port. This academic article was done by under the guidance of Francisco Bolaños. The aim of this article is to estimate in the IDS Bro the confidence interval from the mean for the mean undetected ports and prevalence for undetected ports. The 50 observations were done, captured, and the classification criteria for the undetected port was critical, high, intermediate, and low. Cybercrimes follow a series of phases or steps. The first step is called reconnaissance. In this phase, the most popular technique is called port scanning. The attacker used this technique to gather as much information of the target before launching the attack. In 2002, there was a projection that the cybercrimes were going to increase in a 64% annually. In 2005, there were a trend among cybercriminals that they were no longer hacking for fame, but hacking for financial profit. In 2008, there was an increase of 5% in the cost of every data breach. The cost of each breach was $6.7 million. Cisco also conducted a research on cybersecurity, and this research brought a result that showed that 100% of analyzed companies suffer an intrusion, and 50,000 network intrusions are detected every day. As we can see, there is a need to detect an attack before it happens. In the theoretical framework, there were three topics: port scanning, TCP scanning techniques, and intrusion detection system. The port scanning is a way to find weak security communication channels. The main idea is to test the running services in a computer to gather as much information that is considered useful for the attacker. And there are two types of port scanning that can be performed. There are the horizontal and vertical scans. In horizontal scans, several ports, the same port is scanned in several hosts, and in vertical scan, there are performed scannings in several ports in a single host. And there are also two types of ports that can be scanned. There are the TCP ports and the UDP ports. In the TCP scanning techniques, there are four that are known as the most known techniques: the TCP connect scan, the TCP half connect scanning, the stealth scanning, and the Christmas tree and null scanning, that are just the same. In the intrusion detection systems that was created by Dorothy Denning and Peter Derman in 1984, is a software that automates the process of detecting an intrusion. There are two types of intrusion detection systems: the network intrusion detection systems that monitors the whole network, and the host intrusion detection system that only monitors the internal processes of one host. And there are two types of configuring the intrusion detection system. It can be in the signature or the anomaly detection. In the signature, the intrusion detection systems contain all the information of the attacks and how the attack behaves. So when there is an attack, the software recognizes. And the anomaly is that the intrusion detection system study the behavior of the network or of the host, and when there is an anomaly, the intrusion detection system makes an alert. This article was divided in three phases. In the first phase, two virtual machines containing the same IDS were created. The IDS is named Bro. A third virtual machine was created in order to perform the port scanning to the other two virtual machines. In the phase 2, Each virtual machine containing the IDS was scanned 25 times, giving a total of 50 scans. Then the logs called con time and date .log were examined, and the data was filtered using an algorithm. In the phase 3, for the undetected ports, the data was transferred to database engines. Here's the topology of the network using the scans of the virtual network. For analysis and results, the table 1 showed the confidence interval for the mean, estimated at 90, 95, and 99%. In the interval number 2, 2 observations were removed because of the outlier rule, and in interval 3, there were 50 observations. We can see the mean, the standard deviation, and each amount of ports detected depending on the confidence interval. Now, the table 2 shows the undetected ports criteria. The criteria are critical, high, intermediate, and low. We can see the number of ports undetected in each interval, 2 and 3. In the interval number 1, there were 100% of detection, so it's not shown. The conclusions are: port scanning is an important phase for a hacker in order to attack an information asset. The IDS plays a critical role on detecting this type of scanning. This paper shows that the estimation of a confidence interval for the mean on undetected ports and the prevalence for undetected ports in BRO. The results demonstrate that BRO is a reliable IDS due to its detection rate. For future works, there are some features of the experiment that can be securing different using the same methodology and compare the results with the obtained in this article. The features are a laboratory setting using different IDS operation modes, another sample of 50 observations so that the outliers, to show that the outliers are the same, and to not remove the 2 observations in interval 2, use another port scanning technique, use another port range based on relevant author or hacker's behavior, and use another traffic environment setting. Thank you.